Welcome to Skylock English Literary Academy. It provides a platform for PGTRB and Polytechnic materials. Today we are going to see a list of authors' nickname. Before going into the topic, subscribe the channel and click the bell icon. So, morning star of the drama, Christopher Marlowe. Christopher Marlowe is author of Dr. Faustus, Tamburlaine the Great, and Jew of Malta, and who is called the young juvenile, the creator of picturesque novel, Thomas Nash. Picturesque novel means adventures of a roguish hero, and Thomas Nash, who is the author of The Unfortunate Traveller. The forerunner of humorist, Thomas Dekker. The second great poet of England is John Milton, who is the author of Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained, who are the first two poets. They are called as Homer and Dante. Translator of Homer is called Alexander Pope, who is the author of Rape of Lock. Who is called master of heroic couplet, John Dryden and Alexander Pope. John Dryden is a metaphysical poet. Four wheels of the novel, they are called Samuel Richardson, who is author of Pamela, and Henry Fielding, the author of Joseph Richardson, and Lawrence Sterne, Life and Opinion of Tristram Shandy, and George Smollett, who is author of Adventures of Roderick Random. The originator of the form novel is called Samuel Richardson. The last inheritor of Addison and Steele, who is called the Oliver Goldsmith, the author of She Stoops to Conquer and The Good-Natured Man. The chameleon poet is called John Keats, because in his letter to Richard Woodhouse, he has written that the poet has no identity. So he was called as a chameleon poet. Precursors of romantic movement, they are called as James Thomson, William Collins, Thomas Gray, and William Cooper. Lake poets of Cockermouth and Cumberland, William Wordsworth, the nature poet, and Samuel Taylor Coleridge and Robert Southey. High priest of romanticism is called as the Samuel Taylor Coleridge, an archangel of slightly damaged and the giant among doves, who is called the representative poet Alfred Lord Tennyson. His work is In Memoriam, an elegy in memory of his friend Arthur Allen. Movement poets are called Philip Larkin, Kingsley Amis, Donald Dave, J. Enright, John Wayne, and Elizabeth Jennings. Georgian poets are Walter de la Mare, William Butler Yeats, Robert Brooke, and David Herbert Lawrence. Who is the co-founder of Habitator is William Butler Yeats. Founder of modern utilitarianism is Jeremy Bentham, who is called the morning star of Reformation. John Wycliffe is a Protestant and the translator of the Bible, who is called the child of Renaissance. Edmund Spenser, the author of Fairy Queen, Prothalamion, and Epithalamion, who are called the university wits. We have the Christopher Marlowe, the author of Dr. Faustus, Tamburlaine the Great, and Jew of Malta. Thomas Kidd, who wrote Spanish tragedy. John Lilly, Euphues' Anatomy of Wit, and George Peele, Titus Andronicus. Robert Greene has written The Pandosta, and Thomas Nash, The Unfortunate Traveller, and Thomas Lodge has written The Rosalind, which is a source for Shakespeare's As You Like It. Silver poets are Sir Thomas Yacht and Earl of Surrey, Sir Walter Raylock, Sir Philip Sidney, who is the author of Apology for Poetry, and John Davies. They are the poets of the 16th century. Who is called the Sage of Concord, a champion of individualism, Ralph Waldo Emerson. He is the founder of Transcendentalism in America. Who is the recluse of Amset? Emily Dickinson. So her famous poems are she's because I could not stop for death. Recluse means careless. Amset is the birthplace of Emily Dickinson, who is called Sweet Swan of Avon, Bard of Avon, and Upstart Crow. William Shakespeare. A great charm of literature is called Dr. Samuel Johnson, the author, who is a lexicographer of the dictionary. The poet of terror, poet of boundaries and barriers, is Robert Frost. The Chaucer of Scotland is William Dunbar. Shakespeare as America, dramatist of the protest is Eugene O'Neill. His great work is Harry Hape. Who is called the Shakespeare of India? Kalidas. Who is called the Mulk Raj Anand of America? Arthur Miller. Who is famous for the domestic tragedy All My Sons. 20th century Dryden, or they call as a 20th century Matthew Arnold, a black god. T.S. Eliot, the author of Wasteland. The Seneca of America, Ralph Waldo of Emerson. First historian of England is called as the Venerable Bede. The first English poet known by his name is Cadmean, the Anglo-Saxon poet. Poet's poet is called Edmund Spenser. The critic's critic or lesser Johnson is the William Hazlitt. His work is First Acquaintance with Poet. The absurd dramatist or Samuel Beckett. His well-known work is Waiting for Godot. Arthur Admo, Eugene Ionesco, Jean Genet, and Harold Pinter, The Birthday Party. The precursors of the English novel, they are called as Joseph Addison and Richard Steele. They are the founder of the Spectator magazine. The precursor of Dryden is Samuel Johnson. Who is called the Lady of the College? John Milton, the author of Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained, and he is also called as Master of Grand Style. Who is called the 20th century Bunyan? John Bunyan, the author of Pilgrim Progress. William Golding is called the author of Lord of the Lies. 20th century Chronicle, or the master craftsman, is called Graham Greene. His well-known work is The Power and the Glory. Voice of the Last Generation is called the Ernest Hemingway, the author of The Old Man and the Sea. The Inspired Idiot is called the Oliver Goldsmith. A windy phenomenon, a beautiful ill-effectual angel, an atheist, super craftsman is called by the Percy Bysshe Shelley. His ode to Skylark is a famous ode. Saint of the Metaphysical School is called as George Herbert, the author of the Pulley poem and a metaphysical poet. Funny Man of America, Mark Twain, the author of Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. 19th century Richardson is called as Thomas Hardy, who is the author of Jude the Obscure, Tales of Dew Iberville's, and the Wessex novel. Who is the leader of Angry Young Men? John Osborne, who is the work Look Back in Anger. Who is called Sporting Kit? Thomas Kit. A modern condensed epic is called The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. Homer of India, Valmiki. The Bible of Criticism is Biographia Literaria, written by William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The late Elizabethan is John Donne, one of the metaphysical poets. Master of colloquial English is John Bunyan, the writer of The Pilgrim Progress, an allegorical work. Shakespeare of English fiction is Charles Dickens, the author of David Copperfield, Oliver Twist, and Great Expectation. The big three of Indian English fiction is R.K. Narayan, the work of Guide and Swami and Friends, Mulkraj Anand S. Cooley, and Rajarao Kandapra. The champion of American English is called John Webster, the lexicographer of the American Dictionary. Who is called the Bloomsbury Group? Virginia Woolf, Mrs. Dalloway, and To the Lighthouse is the work. John Maynard Keynes and Hume Foster and Lytton Tragedy. So viewers, subscribe the channel and click the bell icon for the further information from the Skylock English Literary Academy channel. Thank you.